Something I've learned about being alone. Ooh, child. It's crazy because I used to be the person that always needed friends. I always needed to be around people. I always cared what people thought. I couldn't just sit with self and be comfortable with self and know that self is enough. And so to be at this point where I embrace solitude, beautiful. Beautiful. If you're new to the channel, hello, my name is Coach Jasmine. Glad to have you. Solitude is beautiful because it allows you to think. You guys, I have never been more grounded in my life than I am right now, okay? I know how to reflect. I know how to look at things that I have done wrong in situations and learn from them. And believe it or not, I don't think a lot of people get to experience that. There's a lot of people, and I'm sure you know people who, like, no matter how much time has gone by, they're the exact same. We all know at least one person like that, right? Well, they never got the chance to sit in solitude and reflect and think, right? Maybe they've always just been doing the same thing over and over and over again, relationship after relationship, right? But to be able to get to a point where, one, you know you're not perfect. Two, you see the roles you played and why things didn't work out with people or spaces. And then being able to grow from it, that brings you peace that I think you can only really get when you're by yourself. Because a lot of times we attract what we are, okay? So a lot of times the friends that you have in your life or the family members that are closest to you, y'all kind of got the same frequency in some way, shape, or form, right? Y'all got similar beliefs on things. Y'all see the world a similar type of way. But if you are the toxic person and you never reflect on things that you've done wrong, well, then you're only around other people who embrace your toxicity, right? They enable it. So you don't ever get the opportunity to reflect and then to grow because that's what you're surrounded with. But when you're by yourself, you don't have outside opinions anymore trying to mold you into a version of you that they want for them. You have the opportunity to figure out who you really are and be at peace with it. That's the important part. Not only who you are, but to become happy with it, to be peaceful with it, right? There's nothing wrong with, changing and developing, but you're also comfortable within yourself. And I don't think you're going to get that from other people. I also think that you become more confident because you get more stuff done. Think about it. I told you guys in another video, so confidence is who you think you are, but a lot of times if you lack confidence, it's because you don't think highly of yourself. But the only reason you don't think highly of yourself is because you're always breaking promises that you make to yourself. But when you're by yourself, after some time has passed, you start keeping promises to yourself because you have the mental capacity to do it now. You have the headspace for it. You've cleared out toxic thoughts. You've done some developing in that time of being by yourself. So now that your mind isn't cluttered with chaos, you now have room to start working on the things that were most important to you, right? Now you're building your confidence because you're showing to yourself that you know how to show up for yourself. You know how to say you're going to do something and actually get it done, right? It really does become a compounding effect. So being alone, I got so much more stuff done. Like I get more done in one day than a lot of people get done in a whole week or a whole month because I know how to be by myself. I know how to be real with myself. Like I'm a very ambitious person. I've always been ambitious. So I'll have like a to-do list of 1,000 things, right? I wanted to get this done, I want to get this done. Now I already know because I become self-aware, I can't get all 1,000 things done. That's not going to happen, Jazz. No matter how many hours you don't sleep, it's still not going to happen. But now I know how to prioritize what's most important to me, right? So I'm not spreading myself too thin and then getting disappointed if I can't follow through on it because I have become real with myself and I know for a fact I'm not going to be able to do all this. You know what I mean? That's a level of self-respect that is amazing to have because you're not even going to set yourself up to fail in a sense to where now you feel bad about it because you know you can't commit this or you know this isn't going to be something you can stay consistent with for a long time. Like you already start to learn yourself more. And so you become accepting of it. You become accepting of who you are. But you do know how to prioritize the things that are most important. That's going to really move the needle, right? That's going to really get you to where you want to be. You're not just all over the place. There's more structure. But I feel like you only get that because you spend more time by yourself. You spend more time by yourself. That's, yeah. And then to or I don't know what number we're on, but being more grounded. This is something that I've started experiencing more in 2026. So, what are we in April? Wow. April. So 4 months ago, just being more grounded, being outside and touching grass, understanding that the journey I've taken is a beautiful journey, and being appreciative of that, grateful of that, and being comfortable within myself. And I think everybody can experience that. It's just, are you willing to do what it takes to get to experience that? I don't know, right? I don't know. It's hard. I'm not going to say it's not hard, but when you get to the other side, you can't put a price tag on peace. Being grounded, being comfortable with who you are, being at peace, just because you're at peace does not mean you don't have problems. That's not what that means. It just means you're no longer going to allow your problems to fog up your mental space, because that's not going to get you anywhere. That's not going to make you start making the best decisions, right? If you are stressed, that's when you tend to make the most desperate decisions. So to keep yourself at peace and to be grounded and to be able to see the whole picture and make an educated decision, a more rational decision, right? You know how to respond to people who you may want to curse out without cursing them out. You know how to take a step back and be like, okay, I'm just going to let time take time, right? That's beautiful. That is beautiful. And I feel like I got that when I did become lonely. And again, I don't think loneliness is bad. I like to use when you develop solitude. Because I don't know, when you hear the word lonely, it's just like, oh God. Like it sounds bad. Like the word lonely and what people associate, it just sounds bad, right? So I really don't like to use the word lonely. It's just, for me, it's having solitude. It's being comfortable with self. Those are the phrases I like to use, right? It doesn't sound as bad. It sounds like, oh, cool, solitude. What is that, right? So, that's just me. But, I think having solitude, being lonely, whatever you want to call it, I think it's a beautiful thing. And I think that's the space where you really begin to find yourself and figure out what it is you want to do for your life. Make sure you guys check out this video right here and leave a comment down below letting me know, what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on loneliness? Are you going through a self-development journey? I cannot wait to hear what you guys have to say, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye.